But when you open up your mailbox and you can see that there's a handwritten, like, card-sized envelope, you're instantly like, "Ooh, what is this?"
That I have seen the ripple effect.
A gift doesn't have to be brand new. The whole point of the gift is somebody saw something and thought of you.
And I think we don't realize the power that we have in every moment. Did you see?
I think we need to sort of tear down this idea that everything has to come wrapped in plastic, for it to be meaningful. Any gift, if you put the time into it, that's really what it is. And I think that's more important. So, I've bought my kids Christmas presents from secondhand stores or off of like online swap pages. I have given my nieces gifts that were my like childhood toys. So no, they're not brand new, but I saw them, I thought of them. I'm thinking, gosh, what better way, then I can kind of tell them about them. Then I can watch them destroy them and it can kind of kill my heart, but that's fine.
And I think the same thing applies to gift wrapping. And all you have to do is picture that like scene at 7:05 a.m. on Christmas after the kids have destroyed and you can't even walk through the living room because it's like this high with wrapping paper. And all I do is think about that. And I think of how many people around the world that morning have that amount of wrapping paper and bows and stuff. And that's all it takes.
Especially for like kids, they don't care. They don't care what that paper looks like.
Funny enough, I have a scarf from a clothing swap. So it's already like I don't want to say regift, but I inherited it from someone who didn't want it anymore as this really pretty off-white cream colored scarf. And I'm planning to wrap my mom's gift in it. So even if she doesn't want to use the scarf, she could use it for a number of things. It might just wind up me going like this and like putting a hair tie. So during COVID, Trader Joe's wouldn't let you bring your own bags. So I had all of these paper bags that I was so upset about. But then I realized that I have had a bunch of things to wrap and like packages to mail out. So I did that old school thing, like how you cover your books, your textbooks. I don't know if they still do this anymore.
We did that a couple years ago. We had like same thing, like a bunch of brown paper bags. We wrapped my youngest one's birthday present, and then we went my oldest one, just decorate it, color it, write notes to him. Like, that's so fun. So then you get an activity and, there's just so many creative things you can do.
I've always found myself with so many picture frames, and just like 5x7, 4x6 picture frames, and you kind of collect them over the years. And so sometimes if one of my picture frames isn't getting a lot of airtime in my home, I will find a really great picture and frame it in a frame I already have and give it to somebody. And of course we have our whole video about like making the wreaths and using what you already have for your decorations. And I think there's still some stigma about like what people will think or that it'll seem cheap, especially if you give somebody a present that's like not wrapped or it's in a clearly reused bag or something. But honestly, I don't think anyone cares as much as we think they do.
If I buy a bag to put a gift in, I would fully expect whoever I give that to use it.
And so it's sort of like if someone fills out that little card on there, you're like,
oh my God,
don't even get the memo.
100%. That's like the first thing you check for. You're like, did you? And you're like, now I have to tear it off. And clearly this is a used bag.
By you dedicating this bag to me, you're making me look bad in the future, don't you know?
A really good friend of mine where I used to live knew that I had a lot on my plate with the kids and everyone quarantining and being at home. And she was driving down to get carry out. And so she's like, call in your order and then text me what you want from the grocery store right next door. And it was my favorite grocery store. And she just drove, it was like a 45-minute drive. She drove all the way down there, got our food, got my grocery list, delivered it to my house, no contact, and like left it on the steps. Service, I think, offering to pick up groceries, offering to bring home carry out, that kind of stuff can be super helpful right now. And cost effective because doesn't cost you anything to go over and shovel your neighbor's sidewalk or whatever it is, or grab an extra couple bags at the grocery store.
And I think we don't realize the power that we have in every moment. do that. Sometimes I'll try to make a habit of just writing cards for no reason to people, just handwritten cards. It's never anything fancy like that, but I'll always like draw a little picture in there and actually, fill at least the whole side of the card with words. And just that little act, I feel like that I have seen the ripple effect. In my videos, my fridge probably looks like kind of a hot mess on the side, but it's those cards and these sweet things from people that I refuse to put in a drawer or in the garbage.
We used to take the cards we got from the last year, and there's a way you can fold them into a box. So you're kind of repurposing it. I just remember that being really cute, because that also makes me think of the ornaments. So with my kids, we made the salt dough ornaments this year, and it's so incredibly simple, and it's flour, water, and salt. It's just super simple, and then they can paint and color and put glitter and make a mess and do all the things at the table. And just, it's not, you're not buying something plastic, you're not, spending really any money on it, because I promise you have these things in your pantry. And if you have kids, you have crayons, it's like some sort of agreement you make right at the beginning that I will forever have crayons in my house for eternity. So yeah, you've got all this stuff to decorate it. And then I know there's the cinnamon applesauce ornaments that you can make too, and then they smell really good.
And so in recent years, we did puzzle piece ornaments, because usually you do a puzzle once and usually that's it, if you even make it through it once. Did I send you one?
Yeah.
Good past tools. That was perfect timing. So,
that's because nobody knows that you literally just put those up there nicely.
And I'll edit all in this part now. I could just say shit ton.
You're going to talk about poop a lot when you go plant-based.
I never knew my bowel movements could be like this. Rewind. No one's going to know because I'm a pro editor.